Yo, what is up, everyone? Revolts here, bringing you guys a brand new stream highlight. Today, I got one that is kind of rare nowadays, a social security scammer. These guys, at least for me, they haven't shown up much anymore. You know, they kind of see them here and there, but for the most part, I just never really end up interacting with these guys anymore. So this should be a pretty interesting call for you guys. I definitely hope you enjoy it. But also, before this video starts, if you guys haven't heard, my merch is out, man. If you guys want to check it out, shop.scammerrevolts.com. You can see some of it on the screen right now. It will be the top link in the description below. Go over and go get some chicken socks, man. Go get some chicken socks, a chicken hat, maybe a chicken shirt, man. All right. Other than that, let's get straight into this video.
Mm-hmm.
Says
Yes, am I audible to you,
discontinued
sir?
your social security number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. So, sir, can you please tell me exactly what was the call regarding to?
I got a message that says we've discontinued your social security number from you.
Okay. Well, in that case, let me go ahead and pull up your file. Just for a verification, can I have your first and your last name along with the zip code?
Paul Wallace.
It's Paul Wallace.
Yeah. Paul, Paul, Paul Wallace,
Mm-hmm.
Wallice. Zip code 75215.
75215.
Yeah. That's Dallas, Texas.
Okay. And sir, just for a security purpose, can I have your last four digit of your social security number?
Is that safe to say over the phone?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Is that safe to say over the phone?
Yes, you don't have to worry because you have breached Social Security Administration. So just for a security purpose and make sure that the information got to the right person, I'm just asking you the last four digit of your Social Security number for a security purpose.
4793.
4793, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, just give me a quick moment. Let me go ahead and pull up your file, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Hello. Yo, Candy's popping with the 21-month resub. Yo, thank you. Much appreciated.
Thank you for holding the line. Are you still connected with me, sir?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. So, sir, before I go ahead and give you all the information, I would like to notify you that this line is recorded and monitored by the four major federal agencies, okay? That is
Okay.
Department of Treasury Justice and a U.S. Marshal Service and a crime unit of justice from the Social Security Department, okay? So please
Okay,
make
sorry,
sure
what
that
was your
you'll be
name?
specific. My name is Sarah.
Okay.
So, sir, please make sure that you be specific and honest whatever you speak over this recorded call,
Okay.
because this is going to be a piece of evidence inside the federal courthouse in favor of you, okay?
Evidence. What do you mean,
Yes.
evidence?
Well, sir, I'll go ahead and give you each and every information. So, before I give you the information, just I want you to grab a piece of paper and a pen so you can write down my name and my ID badge number along with your case ID number for your future reference.
Okay. Hold on, let me grab a piece of paper. Hold on. Yo, Skinny Scout AUS with the 500 bits. Yo, thank you, man. Much appreciated, dude. Yo, anything is appreciated, man. Okay, I got a paper here. What am I writing
Okay,
down?
so I want you to write down my first name, that is Sarah,
Sarah. Okay.
and my last name is Miller, Miller.
How do you spell that?
M
Miller?
I yes, and I want you to write down my ID badge number as well, okay? That
ID
starts with
badge
G like
number?
in yes, yes.
Okay.
That starts with G like in Georgina, S like in Sarah, like my
G
name. 28 mhm
S 28
G 901.
901. Okay.
Yes. And I want you to write down your case ID number as well. That starts with capital letter D like in David,
Okay.
C like in Charlie,
Okay. 90
907538.
7538. You said 38?
Yes. Yes. So,
Okay.
just to make sure that I've given you the right information, can you please read it back to me?
The case number or everything?
Yeah, everything.
Name Sarah Miller, badge GS
Mhm.
28901,
Mhm.
case number
Mm.
DC 907538. Would that be right?
Yes. Yes, that is correct. So, I'm giving you all these information for your
Yeah.
future reference.
And what is
Okay?
this all in
And
reference
your case
to?
I'm just giving you all this information for your future reference, okay? And
Okay.
your case ID, that is DC907538, right?
Do I need to write that down too?
I've already give it to you, your case ID number.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay. So, sir, now see, I want you to listen to me very carefully and do not interrupt me while I'm reading out the information. But I will give you a fair enough chance to speak once I'm done, okay?
Sure, go right ahead.
Okay. So, Caesar, as per the investigation report, your social was found some suspicious for fraudulent activities in the state of Texas. So, have you been to the state of Texas in the past few days or a month back?
Well, I live in Dallas, Texas, so yeah.
Okay. Um, have you ever lost any of your personal information in your past, like your cell phone, your wallet, or a credit debit card? Have you ever lost any of those information?
No.
You have not, right?
Are you okay? What was that? Like a cough or something?
I'm sorry.
I thought I heard like a cough or something.
Like, have you ever lost any of your information or not?
No, I haven't.
Okay, you
Talking
have
about
not,
like my
right?
wallet and stuff? Oh, yeah.
Okay. So seriously, the investigation started when we found an abandoned car on the south border of Texas, and the car contained some drug receipts inside it. Hence, after the investigation, we found that the car was rented on your name with the help of your social security number, and
Under
there
my
was
name?
address linked with S and with the
Hello?
yes,
So there was a car put under my name that y'all found?
yes,
Okay. I can tell
and
you for sure that
also
ain't
as
my
you can
car.
see. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I can say I can tell you for sure that ain't my car.
Okay, so, and also seriously, yes, I can see that there are one address linked with the title of the vehicle that is 4306 James Boy, San Antonio, on Texas, 78523.
Okay. That's not my
So, do you
address.
have any knowledge about the address?
No, I have no knowledge about that address at all.
Okay. So seriously, the reason why we did not send you a letter or a mail is because we are so certain this harness is being carried out by the criminal who are still out there. So this address in the city of San Antonio in Texas was raised by the U.S. Marshal, but unfortunately there was no one inside the residence. But seriously, the Social Security Administration and a U.S. Treasury Department and a U.S. Marshal and the Law Enforcement Agency has found more than a 10 bank account open up under your name and also have recovered 20 pounds of cocaine, which is an abusive drug and
Hello.
and a
You said
financial
20 pounds of
institution such
cocaine,
yes,
and that's
and a
linked to my
financial
name?
institution such as
Yo, Mikey
yes,
G9 with the 26-month resub. Yo, thank you, man. Much appreciated, dude. Yeah, that ain't, I don't know nothing about none of that.
and also we have found 10 bank accounts open up under your name.
And bank
That is
account.
Chase Bank, yeah, Bank of America, U.S. Bank, Citibank, Wells Fargo, and many more was used
City Bank.
fraudulently to commit a fraud of more than $1 million. So, like, do you have any knowledge about this, or are you the one who own all these bank accounts under your name?
No, I only got one bank account.
Because see, these accounts were used to transfer and receive funds for illegal money locally and international bank wire transfer to Colombia and Mexico, which we suspected it is for a drug money. So that is the reason we as the Social Security Administration has filed a case against your name for money laundering and drugs trafficking. So do you suspect in anyone who would have used your information without your knowledge?
No, I don't.
You don't, right?
No.
Okay. So seriously, you were saying that you are not involved in this case, right?
Yeah, I'm not involved in this case. I ain't know nothing about any of this until you started telling me about all this. I don't know nothing about any of that at all. I ain't involved with it.
Okay.
I ain't got no drugs. I don't even drink. So, that's why I'm
Okay.
confused here.
So, see, sir, if you're saying that you're not involved in this case, I believe that someone is using your personal information and defrauding the government because we have also checked your past records and your bank contents and the genuine records and your social has no other complaints in the past. So that is the only reason we will try to help you protect your identification before you face any legal consequences, okay? So
What
you
kind of
don't face
legal
anything in your coming.
complications are you talking about?
I want you to listen to me very carefully, okay? I'm just trying to help you out with this.
Okay.
So, do you want me to go ahead and help you out with this, or you're gonna go ahead and resolve this problem by yourself? Because I'm not here to force you.
Why are you laughing?
I'm not.
You're not laughing?
No.
Okay. Well, no, I'd like to
So,
get
are
some
you
help
gonna?
with this.
So, are you gonna go ahead and resolve this problem by yourself, or do you want me to go ahead and help you out with this?
I said, yeah, I want some help with it.
Okay. So, sir, I have a few questions for you to do as a verification to differentiate that which account belongs to you and which account belongs to the imposter. Okay, so we can go ahead and submit your true belongings to the U.S. Treasury Department and the U.S. Marshal investigation. Okay,
Okay.
all right. So now, can you tell me that how many addresses are listed under your name?
Just one.
Okay, just one, right?
Yeah.
And how many vehicles do you have under your name?
I don't got any under my name right now. I ride a bicycle.
Okay. So, like, can you please tell me that how many bank accounts do you have under your name? Because we have found multiple bank account links. So we have to differentiate that which account belongs to you and which account belongs to the imposters.
Well, I have one bank that I'm with, and I should have I have three accounts with them. Uh, Just savings, checking, and a credit card.
Okay. So can you please tell me the name of the bank that you are dealing right now?
Wells Fargo.
Wells Fargo, right? And do you have a checking or a saving account with this bank?
Well, yeah, I just told you I did.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, I just told you I did.
Okay, you have a both saving and a checking account with the Wells
I said a
Fargo Bank,
savings
right?
account, a checking account, and a credit card.
Okay. So like how many credit card do you have with the Wells Fargo?
I have a credit card, one credit card.
I'm sorry?
One. I have one.
You have one credit card, right?
Yes.
And do you have a debit card with the Wells Fargo?
Yes. I have a checking account.
All right. Well, thank you for the verification. Just give me a quick moment, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
She's been laughing under her breath this whole time, throughout the whole call.
Thank you for holding the line. Are you still connected with me, Mr. Paul?
Yes. I'm here.
Okay. So you say that with the Wells Fargo you have saving and a checking account, right? So like
Yeah.
can you please tell me okay, can you please give me the rough amount that you have in your saving account with the Wells Fargo?
Don't y'all already know that?
I'll have to verify that, sir,
Well, I should have
because
about
I'm gonna go
seventy-six
ahead and
thousand
forward.
dollars.
Okay, and what about the checking?
I don't know, maybe $800.
$800, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And sir, apart from that, do you have any like business account like IRA, money marketing, 401k?
No.
Okay, you don't have any investment account, right?
I said no.
Okay. So I believe that you live with your family members. So do you suspect in anyone in your family or you live by yourself?
No, I live by myself.
Okay. So have you ever shared any of your information to any of your close friends or your family members?
No.
Okay, you're sure about it, right?
No, my whole family's dead.
Okay.
My living family died in
Well,
a plane crash about 3 years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, seriously, right now what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna go ahead and submit all. Hello.
Hello?
Okay. Now I'll go ahead and submit all this as a verification to the higher authorization and connect your call to one of the senior officers from the U.S. Marshal, okay? Who will help you to remove
U.S.
your name and
Marshal.
from this case. Yes. Oh,
What do I need to talk to the U.S. Marshal for?
they'll be the one helping you out to remove your name from this case and let you know exactly what you will need to do about this, alright? Because this is a case of identity theft and they are the only people who can go for the further investigate
So I'm not
and
going to
they'll be
talk
the
to
one
any
helping you
judge?
out with this. I will go ahead and connect your call to one of the senior officers from the U.S. Marshal. All right?
All right.
Okay. So I want you to hold the line and stay connected with me for a moment.
Sure.
All right. Thank you.
Wonder if she's just sitting there laughing right now. I don't know how much time I'll put into this. It's pretty. I don't know. I haven't done an SSA scam in a while, so I guess I'll kind of see where it goes. SSA scammers are kind of rare nowadays, to be completely honest. I ain't really see them that much at all. Seems like most of the SSA guys kind of pivoted to FTC scams instead. So I guess we'll see. Um, see what happens here. See what this Marshall is apparently about. She's already tried the crap too, where because I was talking too much, she was basically saying she's gonna hang up and let me handle it by myself. So I don't know. Taking quite a while.
Thank you for
Nope.
holding the line. Are you still connected with me, Mr. Paul?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so I've go ahead and forward each and every of information to the U.S. Marshal, and I'm just waiting for the confirmation code. So once I receive that, I'll be connecting your call from our secure and recorded line, okay? And the most
Okay.
important thing that you have to verify them your case ID number. So just to make sure that you have the right one, can you please read it back to me your case ID number again?
DC
Mhm.
907538.
Yes, that is correct. So I've got a confirmation code as well from the U.S. Marshal, so I'll be connecting your call, and you have to give them your case ID number, okay? So just hold the line and stay connected.
Oh, okay.
Okay, hold the line.
Sure, I'll be here. The question is, what is this U.S. Marshal going to go on all about? Saying with my parent case that it's such a big thing that's being made to me about cocaine and all this stuff, but there ain't no police. Isn't that a little weird that there's no detectives or police or anything and it's just being done all remotely from a desk? It's kind of weird, ain't it? I mean, usually they actually go and do investigations, right? But I guess not this particular, you know, region of the Social Security Administration. Oh,
Thank you for staying online. You are now connected to the U.S. Marshal Services. My name is Officer Holly O'Brien. Am I speaking with Mr. Paul Wallace?
yeah, that's right. I just got transferred.
Okay. All right. And can you confirm, before we go ahead with the conversation, can you confirm your zip code with me?
Or I don't need the case ID. It's seven five two one
I would.
five.
And your case ID would be?
DC 907538.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 907-538. All right,
Yeah,
Mr.
that's right.
Wallace. Do you understand why you're connected to the U.S. Marshal Services today?
Well, the other lady I was talking to was telling me that
Mm-hmm.
I guess somebody had a vehicle with
Mm-hmm.
contraband or something, or um, I guess drugs. And I told her I don't know nothing about no contraband or
Correct.
anything like that. So this is all
Mm-hmm.
coming out of the blue for me, you know.
I understand. I understand, Mr. Wallace. I'm going to go ahead and give all the information that you would need from me. However, first, what I want you to know is that you are on a recorded line. This call will be used as an evidence, and you are connected on the federal line. So everything that you tell me, the information has to be 100% accurate. Can you do that for me?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, should I be talking
Okay.
to a lawyer
So
about this?
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what's gonna happen. You definitely will have that option, but before we do that, it is very important for us to talk to you first before we act on what is going on. All right. So first, how
Yeah,
long have you been in Dallas, Texas?
my whole life,
Okay. How long have you been in Texas?
my
All
whole
your life
life.
is what you said?
Dallas isn't Texas.
Okay.
It's Dallas, Texas.
Okay, yes. I understand. Just wanted to check if you have lived anywhere else. And when was the last time you flew international?
Last time I flew it, and I haven't ever been out of the United States.
You've never been out of the United States, Mr. Wallace. Are
Yeah,
you a working professional or are you retired?
I'm semi-retired right now, so I still do
Okay, all right.
handyman
And what
work
was your
and
line?
things like that. But
Mhm.
overall, I'm retired. Yeah,
Okay, and what was your line of business before retirement?
I was a district manager for Target.
Okay, district manager for Target. Okay. All right. And do you have a valid driver's license with you or a state ID?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, you have a valid driver's license. And do you have a car?
Yeah, I do. Because I got a driver's license.
Okay,
So
you do have a car. Okay, you do
yeah,
have a car. And what car do you drive?
it's Ford Focus.
Okay, and what kind of phone do you use, Mr. Paul?
It's just a flip phone.
Okay, it is a flip phone is what you're using?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And is there any other alternate contact number that you have, or this is the only contact number, which is 972-694-8205?
Hold on, please. Yeah, that's the number.
Have?
Yeah.
Okay, did you lose your phone or wallet in the past?
No. No, I didn't.
Okay. Did you lose any of your identity card, which could be your social security or state ID or driver's license, anything at all?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Okay, and who else has access to your account? Anything.
Nobody.
That could be your social security. Have you shared your social security with anybody else?
No.
Okay. No. All right. So these are the questions. The reason why I went ahead and asked you these questions is to be able to understand if this if the information was hacked or was leaked by your own self, and that is the reason why I went ahead and I asked all of these questions to you. Okay. So again, let me go
Yeah.
ahead and tell you of what exactly is going on. So we conducted a raid. Okay, we conducted a joint
A
operation
raid?
with in collaboration with the yes, we conducted an operation, okay, with the DEA and the FBI in collaboration with the both of them, and what we found out was a car that was registered under your name and that was rented under your name in El Paso area. Have you been to El Paso in the recent past?
Have I been to El Paso, Texas? No, not recently.
Yes. Not recently. When was the last time you were in El Paso?
I don't know. Maybe a few years ago? I don't really
Maybe a
go
few
out of
years ago.
Dallas
Is
much,
because
so
mm, I understand. I understand. So basically, what exactly has happened here is that some individual gangs, cartel, they were able to get your information, which is your social
cartel?
security, basically your. That could be. That could be. We don't know yet who is that. That could be a gang. That could be an individual. That could be a gardener. That could be a potential client, or that could be your banker or your financial advisor. We don't know who has gone ahead and leaked your identity.
You
Okay,
saying
is
someone at
because
my
what has
bank
happened
could
is
have done
these
this?
well, we don't know that yet, Mr. Wallace, is because the information that you gave me, it sounds like you're very well aware of everything that goes on. You don't sound like someone who go ahead and give out the information just like that when it is a critical information, when the information is as critical as social security.
Oh yeah,
Okay?
not
So
generally.
it
Why
could
does it sound like her phone's
yes,
broken in
not
half and it's
generally. You
like
don't do that,
smacking
I believe.
itself?
Well, other than the bank, who has access to your social security? I don't mean the last four, but the whole social security number.
Other than my bank, I don't really know. I don't like. You mean another person? Like a person?
Yes,
I
another
don't give it to
person.
no other person.
Okay, that's exactly what I wanted to hear on this recorded line. So basically, what could have happened with you is something known as identity theft, wherein there are individual gangs, cartels, whatever you want to go ahead and call them. That could be someone from your bank, that could be someone from your family, that could be one of your friends. We really don't know that yet. So everyone who knows you is a suspect to us right now. So these individuals have gone ahead and they have rented a car using your identity in El Paso area, and in that car we found narcotics. Okay, we found a narcotics in heavy
Narcotics in the
quantity.
car?
They have Yes, in the car in heavy quantities. The car was abandoned. We tried to trace it down. We tried to find it where it was rented from. However, the payment was made in cash. So other than the fact that the car was rented out using your identity, we don't have any more information yet. We're going to have the information once we are done investigating, and you will be updated. And also what has happened, Mr.
Okay.
Wallace, is these individuals have gone ahead, used your identity to create multiple bank accounts. And the reason why they go ahead and create these multiple bank accounts so that they can go ahead and launder funds to countries like Mexico, Colombia, and Peru. And these are the funds that they have accumulated from
Peru.
illegitimate. Yes, Mexico, Colombia, and Peru. And I'm
Okay.
sure you're aware of what these countries are majorly known for. And the reason why we're suspecting the banks is because it is very difficult to be able to go ahead and create fake bank accounts with banks like Bank of America, Chase Bank, and Wells Fargo. So there are multiple bank accounts that exist. So we're suspecting that if these individuals, if these criminals were able to create a bank account under your identity, it could be a case wherein a teller or a manager or someone from the bank could be involved, because to be able to create a bank account without your permission and without a verification or an identification from yourself is really difficult, and that sounds possible if someone from the bank is involved. So that is something we're suspecting. We're not giving a word, we don't know that yet, but that is one of the major suspects, is because these individuals have created these bank accounts and wired hundreds and thousands of dollars to these countries.
From the bank.
Yes, from your bank, from the fake bank account that they have created, so they can use those accounts. The reason why they do that is so that you don't know that there's an account that exists in your name, and that account have been further used to conduct activities like money laundering, which has happened very well in this case. And that is the reason why at the start of the conversation I asked you if you know somebody, if you've given your information to someone, so that we can understand as to who has access to that information.
No, I ain't giving anything like that to nobody. I
Yes.
can tell you
How
that
often
for a
do you
fact.
use? I understand, Mr. Wallace, and here I am not sure accusing you or blaming you or saying that you have done it. However, we have seen cases where individuals or wherein citizens were actually involved in cases of money laundering, not particularly drug trafficking, but money laundering. There are individuals out there who target senior citizens and offer them supplemental income just to create a bank account in their name, and they can have access to that with no funds. So what they do is they go ahead and make certain deposits, and then they use those accounts, those fake bogus accounts that are created using your identity to conduct these activities. So this is how it works. First, we need to get to the bottom of it as to how the bank accounts were created. We're going to go ahead and do that. We have our units for
Okay.
investigation. However, at the same time, the priority is to be able to these to be able to deal with the case that is registered under your name, and that's why we're on this call. So now, Mr. Wallace, what exactly has happened with you is the courthouse in El Paso, Texas, they have issued an arrest warrant under your name for drug trafficking and money laundering. That warrant is not activated yet. We've not
An
stipulated what the
arrest
warrant is
warrant.
because you're on a call with. Yes, we have not activated that yet is because I am on the call with you. You're connected to the U.S. Marshal Services. It is our responsibility to give you the options that we have so that you can make a sound choice of how you want to resolve this case.
Okay, and what
Okay?
choice is that? What choices am I even given here? What, go to
Okay, so
jail
the
or
first, yes,
pay a fine or what?
yeah.
Or do I need to call a lawyer?
Okay, I will go ahead and tell you things. So, Okay, I will go ahead and discuss that with you. That's when you can decide if you want a lawyer or if you want to go with the other option that you have. The first option is that you can, like you said, you can very well go ahead and hire an attorney for yourself. However, when you decide to go ahead and hire an attorney, that means you deal with the case in a traditional method, wherein what's going to happen is once you tell you want to go ahead and hire an attorney, I will get in touch with the local police department of your area, which is Dallas. They will then come down to your home in the next 2 hours, and they will immediately extradite you to El Paso, wherein you will be kept under investigation for 24 to
They're gonna
48 hours.
extradite
Okay,
me?
and then once they yes, they're going to extradite you to Texas for investigation purposes, and in such case, you definitely will get a bailout is because you're a victim of identity theft. However, the courthouse does not go by words. If it had to go by words, we wouldn't be on the call discussing this. But the courthouse needs evidence to be able to show and prove that you are just a victim of identity theft, and all the funds that you have in
Yeah.
your bank account with Wells Fargo, which is close to $77,000 in combination of savings and checking, that these funds truly belong to you and they are from legitimate
Well, I can
sources,
tell you for
because
sure
there is
they're
a
my
case of money laundering
funds.
that is
I've been
registered under
saving
your
that
name.
for a long time.
I understand it is your hard-earned money, Paul. That is your money. That is your hard-earned money. I completely understand that. But for the prosecutor, for the courthouse, for the jury members to be able to understand and agree that these funds truly belong to you and this is the only bank account that you have and there is no other bank account that is under your name, they would require you to go ahead and prove it to the courthouse that these funds, and we're going to get to it of how we're going to do that. But first, when you decide to go ahead and hire an attorney, like I said, you will be
Yeah.
extradited to El Paso, Texas in the next 2 hours, and the 2 hours are given to you so that you can call your attorney, get in touch with them, and again, when you get yourself an attorney, you need to ensure that you're getting a federal attorney, not state attorney, because this is a federal case, not your local state case. Also, bail in such cases would range in between $50,000 to $100,000, and all the expenses that would include you to traveling to El Paso is because what's going to happen is once you are out on bail, still you will have the courthouse will summon you more than 3 times, 5 times to El Paso for investigation, for court hearings, for trials. Okay, you will have to take care of those expenses yourself. Once you are proven innocent, once we catch the culprit, that's when all of these funds that you have incurred will be reimbursed to you in the form of cashier's check along with the compensation. However, during that course of time, you will have no access to your bank account, Mr. Wallace.
No access. How am I gonna pay for my bills in my house?
I understand, Mr. Wallace, but this is how the process works. If there are serious charges pressed against you, and if you want to go and hire, if you want to go down attorney road, this is the only option that you have. I understand that this may not be the most convenient option for you here. However, this is one of the options that you have. If you want to get in touch with a lawyer or an attorney, this is the option.
And what's the other option?
The other option that you have is known as ADR, okay, which stands for Alternative Dispute Resolution. Okay, so Mr. Wallace, do you use a computer? Do you know how to use the internet?
Yeah.
Okay, you do know how to use the internet, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Do you do you have a laptop? Do you have a computer? What do you have?
Yeah, I got a computer.
Okay, you got a computer. So basically, what ADR stands for is known as Alternative Dispute Resolution, all right? Which means that you have the option of dealing with this case outside the courthouse. It is not your traditional court proceeding method. What happens in ADR is a U.S. Marshal like myself will be assigned to you who's going to go ahead and deal with this case for you. Life goes on as normal. You don't do anything. You will still have access to all of your funds, okay? And that's what happens in ADR. And ADR is an extremely confidential process because we don't know who the culprit is, if it's the banker or it could be anybody else. So the information has to be kept confidential and nothing changes. You will not have a warrant registered under your name or on your social security. Okay,
Okay.
so ADR is one of the options for you. So what you can do is you can look up ADR online. You can check what ADR is. There is limited information available online for you to refer.
Okay.
Okay, so how
Well,
it works is that, yeah, so that's exactly how ADR works. But
You'll end your
again,
days with
before
the
you go
200
ahead and
bits.
make a
You'll
decision
thank
if
you.
you want
Much
to go with
appreciated.
ADR or if you want to go ahead with getting yourself an attorney, first thing is that you need to understand is what ADR requires you to do. So first, when you go
Okay.
ahead and hire an attorney, you will not have access to all of your funds here. You probably would have to make arrangements to be able to deal with this case. You will get reimbursed, but reimbursement in such cases, so we cannot give you a word, Mr. Paul, as to how long we will take to solve this case. It could be 6 days, 6 months, 6 years. We don't know that
6
yet. And
years.
until and unless we resolve, we don't know that yet. It could be 6 days. We could probably figure this out in 6 hours too. But like I said, we cannot give you a word as to how long will it take for us to resolve this case. And once we found the culprits as to who've exactly done this, that's when, in the next 6 months, the reimbursement process would start. But in ADR, what exactly happens is instead of the government going ahead and securing the funds, what happens is ADR requires you to upfront go ahead and verify 60% of your funds to the U.S. Treasury Department. When you do that, what happens is once you go ahead and secure 60% of your funds, after 48 hours, once you're done securing the funds and once we have registered all the bills that you have secured with the serial numbers on it, that's when the U.S. Treasury Department and the U.S. Marshal Services will come down to your home in Dallas, Texas after 2 days. The first officer will be from the Social Security office who's going to go ahead and suspend your current Social Security number, which is 4793, and issue you a new Social Security number. And any benefit,
So they're
any
coming down
data,
here.
any records.
You'll
Yes,
beard a
they will
ginger
come
with
down.
the
I will tell you.
membership over on
So
YouTube. Yeah,
once you
thank you,
go ahead
man.
and
Much
secure, they will
appreciated.
come down, they will suspend your Social Security, they'll give you a new one, they're going to do all the paperwork for you, and from the Treasury Department and the administration team, they will come down with
Yeah.
an identity theft kit too. They would need you to fill in a bunch of paperwork they're going to do for you, and also from the Treasury Department, you will be offered a check for whatever amount that you go ahead and secure with the U.S. Treasury Department. And once you go ahead and make a deposit into your Wells Fargo account, we see that the funds from the U.S. Treasury Department have reflected into your account. What we're going to do is we're just going to keep
Okay.
the Wells Fargo account active and all the other accounts that would be closed. And any funds that you go ahead and secure during the process of ADR on this recorded line, like I said, this is a government, and I will go ahead and confirm it with you. Any funds that you go ahead and secure with the U.S. Treasury Department, the government takes full responsibility of it, and we ensure that you are reimbursed in the next 48 hours. However, any funds that lie in your bank account that is at your own risk, Mr. Wallace, is because ADR, if you want to go ahead and secure all of your funds, we can very well go ahead and do that. Any funds that lies with the U.S. Treasury Department, the government takes full responsibility of that. Any funds that you want to keep available in your Wells Fargo, however, we're going to go ahead and we're going to we're going to do everything that it takes for us,
Okay.
for no other individual to have access to your bank account. However, we still don't know. That could be a banker itself. So any funds that you go ahead and secure with ADR, we can take full responsibility and we can ensure that you get that reimbursed. All right. However, any
Oh.
funds that remain
Oh.
in your bank account, we cannot take any responsibility for that because, like we see, there are multiple bank accounts. What the best that we can do to ensure the safety of your funds is monitor the transaction, and if there are any transactions that do not match your purchase or your action of purchase, we're not going to approve it without checking it from you, without checking it
Oh.
with you. So that's exactly how it works.
Okay. Quite a
So, Mr.
lot.
Wallace, you decide as to how do you. I understand it is quite a lot of money that you have in your bank account. Like I said, before you go ahead and do anything, the first and foremost, what is important for me is for you to understand the process. I completely get it that you would not be comfortable with what's going on because this is a lot of information for you to understand. And let me apologize to you, Mr. Paul. I may not sound as empathetic as I am supposed to. This is something that we deal with everyday basis, and that is the reason why we go ahead and educate our citizens to keep their information close to them, to not discuss it with anybody else. But in cases
Uh,
wherein the banks are involved, we cannot do that. Is because the bank is supposed to legally have that information. However, we can prevent these things from happening. That's the best we can do to be able to safeguard your funds is because what I have seen is that you were fortunate enough to not lose any of your funds during the process wherein there were individuals who have had access to your accounts.
Do they
While
have
that is
access
great,
to my
that they
bank
would not
account?
target,
Like
well,
right
the fake
now?
bank accounts is what I mean. No,
Oh,
they have access to your fake bank accounts. Yes, they have access to your fake bank accounts. They would not be able to go ahead and do anything with your bank account is because you would be notified and you can go to the bank, stop the transaction and do whatever it takes for you to prevent from losing your money. So instead what they do is they steal your identity, create a fake bank account and use your identity to just launder funds. They would not target your bank account is because they don't want you to get suspicious and ruin the
yeah.
entire plan that they have. Okay, so this is how
Oh,
the process works,
so
Mr.
what
Wallace.
now? Well, they're
Yes.
gonna know something now, aren't they? Yo,
I'm sorry?
Nicole Naimi? Sorry if I said that wrong, but thank you with the
Hello?
membership on YouTube. Much appreciated. I said, well, now they're
Hello?
gonna know something, aren't they? Doing some sort of investigation. What happens if they try screwing everything up?
Well, they would not do that is because everything that you have had registered under your name is monitored by the
Much
federal
appreciated. Thank
government.
you again for the
So all
membership
of your
over on
assets,
YouTube.
everything that you
Sorry
owe
if I messed
is
that up.
safe. However, the funds that you
Yeah.
secure with the U.S. Treasury Department, we take 100% responsibility for that. So what basically happens is there is a process which requires you to safeguard these funds. And how we safeguard it, what is the amount that we safeguard it, I can confirm it with the prosecutor,
Okay.
and the prosecutor on the case is Miss Kathleen Cardone. So she's going to be she's on the panel, she is the prosecutor on this case. So once you're okay with that, I can go ahead and check with the prosecutor as to how they want to go about it, what are the funds they want to secure, and when it particularly comes to the funds that you want to secure, that is totally up to you as to what are the funds that you want to go ahead and secure and save it is because
Uh-huh.
those funds is what we take complete responsibility of. If in case something goes wrong, you lose those funds, you lose that money from your bank account, you will still be reimbursed because you've secured it with the US Treasury Department. In the process,
Yeah.
if something happens, we take full responsibility for that. So the funds that you secure with the US Treasury Department, you don't have to worry about that. Those funds are with the US Treasury Department for 48 hours, so they take that time to be able to record every single dollar bill that you submit with the serial number. So they take 48 hours for that. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so you tell me, Mr. Wallace, I gave you the options. What do you want to do about it? How do you want to go about it? Before that, what I want you to do, Mr. Wallace, is please make a note of my direct line so in case we get disconnected, I can call you or you can give me a call up front.
Hold on. Yeah, let me get my pen again. Hold on.
No problem.
Second. Okay, what is it? And this, you said this is the direct line?
Yes, this is my advice. Again, that is also a government line. All right, so everything that we discuss, every single text, every single call will be monitored too. So this is 703.
Okay. What was it again? Okay, and that's what I call you back on. I don't call this number I'm on now, or the number I
Go
originally
ahead and give
called.
me a call on this number. Okay, so give me a call on this number. Okay, let me go ahead and give you a call on this number so we can have a conversation there.
Sure. Okay.
Just hold on the line.
All right.
Just stay on the line.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm getting a phone call. I guess I'm gonna answer it. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Paul. This is Ryan. This is
Sorry,
Mr.
what'd you
Paul
say?
Wallace, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is my wireless. You can go ahead and save this phone number in case you have any questions. You can definitely get in. touch with me.
Okay.
Okay? So here, now, if you are okay with ADR, I can go ahead and check with the prosecution and let you know how we're going to go ahead and how we're going to secure these funds for you.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I guess let's try and figure it out.
Yes. Okay, but first, before I go ahead and talk to the prosecutor, I would like to inform you once again that is going to involve you going ahead and securing the funds. So I understand that you may not be comfortable in doing that, but I want you to give an agreement on this call that you are okay with the process and you're okay to comply. It's because once I talk to the prosecutor and once you take the ADR option and then you decide that you want to get yourself an attorney, you're going to open a can of worms for yourself, Mr. Wallace. Is because if I get an approval for ADR and then you decide that you want to go with an attorney, then it's going to become a more problematic for you. It's going to raise a lot more questions in front of the prosecutor. So you need to make a decision. You need to make a sound decision right now. Just tell me, how do you want to go about it?
Well, I
If
guess
you get yourself an attorney, there are. Mhm.
yeah. What were you saying?
Go ahead.
Well, I guess
Go ahead. Go
the
ahead.
ADR thing that way, or
The
right?
ADR thing works for you.
That's how it.
Yeah, and also you do have the time to go ahead and look up for ADR or how that works. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So if you're okay with that, what I want you to do is give me a statement just to give you an example how I would say. I would say, I, Holly O'Brien, agree with the ADR protocol and I comply with the U.S. Marshal Services.
But that's what I'm supposed to say.
Yes, that's what you're supposed to say. You were supposed to take your name and give me a statement so I can have it on the recorded line. Just call to the
So
prosecution and get approval for ADR.
okay. So I, Paul Wallace, approve the ADR.
Okay, all right, Paul. So what I want you to do is just stay on the line with me for another 10 minutes. Stay connected and I'll tell you what to do, okay? Let me get a confirmation from the prosecutor as to how we're going to deal with this, all right?
Okay.
Stay on the line. Don't hang up.
Sure.
Thank you.
This is the most in-depth SSA script I've seen in a while. They're not usually this freaking long. At least the ones that I've been talking with. So we'll see what they. I don't know. How far do you think she's gonna go with this? I think she's gonna have me go to a Bitcoin ATM. Um, and it's gonna turn into like a duplicate charge thing. I'm pretty sure. I think that's what's gonna happen. But I think she's gonna try and go for the whole $76,000. I'm pretty sure. So we'll see. Really taking her time on this little break here. Question is, how much longer is she gonna take? Hello?
Hello, Mr. Wallace. Allow me a
Oh,
few minutes. I'm just getting a few things checked for you. I'm getting things done for you. So you just have to give me a few more minutes here so I can give you a confirmation. I don't want to give you information without checking it with the prosecution. So let me have exact, accurate information first as to how we're going to go about it so that I can go ahead and tell you.
sure.
Okay, you'd have to give me a few more minutes around this.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you.
I actually prefer these calls a lot more than just trying to go for file deletions over and over again. A lot nicer to just kind of sit here and let them run through their crap. So it's pretty chill. We'll see how long until she comes back. Prefer PCH shenanigans over file deletions. Yeah, fortunately, that's not most people.
Mr. Wallace, are you there on the call with me?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, all right. So, Mr. Wallace, there are two ways that we can go about this here, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, first, what we're going to do is first, okay, I do have an update from the prosecution. I want to check with you what are the
Yeah.
funds that you are wanting to secure with the U.S. Treasury Department. We need to understand that first.
Okay.
What are the funds that you want to go ahead and secure?
Well, I mean, I guess it'd be all of my funds, right?
Okay. All right. So first, let's do one thing. We cannot go ahead and secure all the funds at once. It has to be done step by step. It has to be done in bits, is because,
Oh,
again, we don't want Wells Fargo to get suspicious as to what is going on with you, because the moment they get to know that there is a case for money laundering and drug trafficking registered under your name, they're going to get suspicious, and first thing that they're going to do is they're going to freeze all of your bank accounts, and we will be forced to get an attorney. So the information has to be confidential. It has to be with you. So if you're okay with that, that's when we can go ahead and secure these funds for you.
I mean, yeah, I guess I'm okay with that.
Okay. All right. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and secure $30,000 from your bank account. Okay. So there are two ways. First, so the way we can do it is that there are two ways of how we can go ahead and secure. So first one is there is something known as an ADR machine that is installed in the country, but it's not available for you
Bitcoin
to
ATM.
access in every state. Okay, it is in California, it is in Virginia, and it is in Washington. So what happens is you would have to go ahead and make a deposit. You would have to take out the funds in cash, and you would have to deposit the bills into the ADR machine. Okay,
Okay.
that's one. But I yes, that's one. But I understand that it will not be convenient for you to travel all the way to Washington and California to be able to complete the process. The second option that you have is, considering if you don't want to travel so far, what we can do is we can go ahead and create a digital wallet for you where all of your funds will be secured. So this is not a bank account. This is digital currency. This is cryptocurrency. So what we do is we go ahead and
Cryptocurrency?
create that. Yes, so that's exactly, this is one of the options. Whatever you're comfortable with, we can go ahead with that. Okay?
Okay. What are the
Whatever you're
other
comfortable
options?
with. So again, with crypto, yes. So with let me just go ahead and complete this one. So with cryptocurrency, what basically happens is that we will go ahead and create a wallet using your current social security number, using your driver's license, using your phone number. You will get all the one-time passwords, everything. You're going to set up a passcode for yourself. Only you will have access to that account and nobody else. Okay? So that's how these machines work. Okay, so it's one of the options. Again, what you would have to do is first, we cannot go ahead and do a transaction. We cannot do a 5 cent check. We cannot have you transfer the funds to the U.S. Treasury Department is because there are already transactions that exist in your name. And that is the reason why we deal in cash so we can record every single dollar bill here. All right?
Okay.
And what we can do is the third option that you have is that we can go ahead and arrange a federal courier.
What?
We can go ahead and arrange Yes, we can go ahead and arrange something known as a federal courier. All right? An individual on the US Marshal payroll will be at your residence who will come to collect these funds from you. Okay? So that's how it works.
Okay.
So what happens is you and I create a passcode on the phone. You will take the passcode from that individual, all right? And then only you hand over the funds to the individual. And what happens is that individual will bring to U.S. Marshal's office. And the reason why we don't send marshals is because we're going to be in our uniforms, we're going to be with guns, and we would also have unmarked SUVs in your area. And we don't want to create a commotion if we are following ADR. So that is the reason why we will send an individual. The only job that this individual does is to be able to pick up and drop off documents, packages, evidence. His vehicle will be equipped with GPS. And in case something goes wrong, funds would be still reimbursed to you. So not a question here.
Okay. So what? Those are my only two options.
So, Mr. How did you
I said those are my
travel
only two
in
options.
California? Don't you like? Mm-hmm.
I said, are those my
Hello?
only two options?
Yes, these are the only two options that you have.
Man.
Or you can hand over the funds to the federal courier on the U.S. Marshal payroll. You can go ahead and do a digital deposit using your
Can
identity.
I use my computer to do the digital
Or
deposit?
else you can go ahead. Okay, so basically what happens is if you do you want to use your computer to do a digital deposit?
I mean,
Well,
yeah,
the
if I don't
thing
have to
is you
go
will
anywhere,
not
you
be
know.
able to go ahead. I understand that you don't want to go anywhere, but what would happen is that there is no way that we could go ahead and do a deposit. It's because it would require you to deposit bills into the machine.
What do you mean? I can't do that
It
online?
would require you to deposit because you cannot do that online, Mr. Wallace, is because you would have to take the cash out from the bank first and you will have to deposit every single bill into the machine. Okay, there are digital machines too. There are these digital machines available everywhere, gas stations, supermarkets available for you to use it anywhere.
So I have to
So
put the
again,
bill
we
into the
would need you to
machine.
deposit the bills into correct, and we cannot do that online.
Is there any option for online at all? Or no? Is that just a no-go?
Well, if there was an option online, I would have given that to you first, just because we don't want to deal with any online banking because there are already a lot of things that currently exist in your name.
Okay. Well, I guess I have to do the machine then. I don't really feel safe giving it to some
Okay.
person.
Okay, you don't feel safe giving it to some person, the machine, you can go ahead and do that. But again, let me also tell you that you don't have to worry about safety and security. Again, it's because the individual who will come will be on the U.S. Marshal payroll, and you and I will set up a passcode on the call, okay? And when you go ahead and do hand over the funds to somebody else, what we could do is we can go ahead and secure $50,000 at once. If we can go ahead and hand over the package to an individual, so that individual will give you the passcode regardless. Say, for example, you set up the passcode as 1234. He's going to come. He's going to tell you your name, Mr. Paul Wallace. The passcode is 1234, and when I hear that, I will be on the line when you hand over the package.
So I have to give it to a person then?
So whatever you're okay with. If you still want to go with the machine, that's completely fine. If you want to go ahead
Well, it
with
sounds like you want me
the
to give it to the
federal
person.
courier, we can do. Well, it doesn't matter of what I want.
Well, I'm trying to
I can
see
only
what the right
recommend,
way
but
is here. I
if
mean,
you
it's
want to
telling
go
me.
ahead and do it,
Well, I was thinking, yeah, but just doing the
if you want to go
machine.
ahead and do a deposit into the machine, you want to go ahead with the machine, that is completely fine. That's okay with me.
Yeah,
We
the
can go
machine.
ahead and do that.
So
I
I
just
got to
wanted to
take
give you all your
50,000
options.
and put it
Okay,
in the machine?
perfect. So what? Okay, no. If you want to go with the machine, we're going to go ahead and first secure 30,000. So what you're going to have to do is you would have to go to your bank and have them give you $30,000 in cash. First, Mr. Wallace, what are you going to tell the bank as to why do you need the funds for? If we go ahead and discuss this, they're going to freeze all your bank accounts. So you would have to come up with something as to why do you need the cash for.
What do you
They don't
mean?
know what you're going through.
Well, I'm going because my account's being
The
compromised.
banks do not. Okay. If you go ahead and discuss this with your bank is going to immediately freeze all of it. And once that happens, we will be notified and you will have to come to the courthouse. You will have to come to El Paso with your attorney. So that's how it works. And before you go to the bank, before you make a deposit, or before you act on this, you can ask me as many questions as you want. So that is the only time, that's when we can go ahead and
Uh-huh.
do this for you. Other than that, we cannot do that. We need you to understand the process first.
The process.
So again, here your bank cannot know. Yes, the bank cannot know is because we don't know if the banks could be involved in this.
Okay.
Yep. So that's how it works.
Um, hmm. This is tough.
I understand. I understand.
You're not giving
Take
me a
your
lot of
time. Take a few
options here,
minutes. I
you
will
know?
be on the call with you.
You're not
If
giving me
I
a lot of
could, I
options.
would have. If I could, I definitely would have. But again, these are the options that I have, and these are the options that I gave you. If there was anything else, I would have given you that too.
Hmm. I mean, I guess I gotta do the machine
And
or
again,
whatever,
either ways.
you know? I mean, what other
Okay,
option do
no
I
problem.
really
If you're
have,
okay with
right?
that, we're gonna go ahead. Yeah. Other than handing it over to an individual on the U.S. Marshal payroll or the machine,
Yeah, I
you
just
decided to
really
go
don't
with the
want to
machine.
give
That's
it to
okay with
some
me.
random
As
person,
long
you know? I just don't, you know? I don't
I
really know
understand.
them. You know what I mean?
If you don't feel you don't really know them, I understand. I completely understand. I will not push you. I in no way mean to influence your decision. You make a sound choice as to how do you want to go about it.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah,
So
I
take a
guess
few
I'll
minutes
go with the
here.
machine.
Think about it.
I'll
We'll
go
go
with the
with the
machine,
machine.
yeah.
So either ways, if you want to go with the if you want to go with the machine, you will have to go ahead and draw $30,000 in cash. The machine is not a concern. The concern is to be able to get the cash out of the bank is because your bank does not know what is going on. We will have to come up with a reason for them to believe you that what do you need the funds for? Okay? Is
Okay.
because there are a lot of gift card scams going on in the market.
Gift card
In the
scams.
country, there are a lot of gift card scams. Yes, there are a lot of gift card scams. There are a lot of identity theft scams. Okay? And that is the reason why I offered you if we could send an individual down to your home if you're comfortable with. However, if you're okay with the machine, we can do that too. Okay, so any individual requesting you or asking you to pay an online fine in case you missed a jury duty or any other online fine, there are no online fines until and unless you're extradited. So these are scams. And if somebody tells you to go to Walmart, Target, get yourself a money card, gift card, those are scams too. Okay, no government official will deal with that. No government official will go ahead and ask you your debit card information. Okay, so these are the scams that are going on, and the banks are well aware of it about gift cards and about these things that are happening. So they will do their due diligence. That's what I want you to understand. Okay? Hence, they will try to safeguard it. So you tell me, how do you want to go about it, Wallace?
Yeah, I guess
If you want to go with the machine, you will
the
have to go to your
machine.
bank. Yeah. If you want. No problem. You can go to the bank.
You mean I still got to go to the
Okay, the
bank either
concern here
way,
is
don't I?
everything else is fine. Yes, you will have to go to the bank, Mr. Wallace, because there is no other way wherein you will be able to have $30,000 in cash with you.
Like, even if I go with the person, I still have to go to the bank, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you will still
Like,
have
but
to
it
go with the
just
bank.
seems like
Either
you
way,
really want me
it
to
would
go
still
with the
require.
person.
Yeah. No, that is completely fine. Like I said, whatever you want to do, you are okay with
Yeah.
the machine, we can go ahead with the machine. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, so once you have made up your mind as to how do you want to go about it, that's when we can talk about this further.
Yeah, I'll do the machine. Yeah, I'll do the machine.
Okay, Mr.
I
Wallace,
think
but
that's
then
what I'll do.
again, that would still require you to go ahead and get the cash from the bank. Again, what are you going to tell the bank as to why do you need $30,000 in cash for?
Well, because my account is unsecure. So I got to
Okay,
get
if
my
you tell
money
the
out.
bank that your account is insecure, they're going to close. Yes, they're going to go ahead and freeze your bank account first if you tell them.
Why would they do that?
Is a big case if you just to give you an example, if I am going into the bank and telling the banker that my account is compromised, the first thing that they will do is they will ensure that nobody has access to the bank account. Okay? Even if the bank is involved, that is an ideal process. And if there is a situation where your account is compromised, the first thing that the bank does is informs your local police authority. The local police authority will then run a check on your account, on your social security number, and they would see this and they would get in touch with the US Marshal Services, and this everything would be blown up and you would have to get yourself an attorney. So that's how the process with banks works. So again, if we want to go with the ADR option, we keep the information away
Hello.
from the bank. That's how it works.
Okay. This is just, oh man. This is just
I
so,
understand, Mr. Wallace, this is a lot of information.
yeah. Yo,
Hmm.
Diana Laura with the 19-month resub. Yo, thank you. Much
A lot has
appreciated.
happened with you in the last 2 hours. I understand it's a lot of
Yeah.
information to act on, but this is the most
Simplest,
simplest
because
and the
3 years
safest way
ago I
to get.
lost my entire living family in a plane crash, you know. Then now
I
all
am
this
so
is
sorry to
happening.
hear
It's
that,
just
Mr.
really
Wallace.
rough.
It is. It is. I
Yeah.
understand your situation. This is not the very best for you. But again, since November
Yeah.
2024, we've seen a rise in these cases of identity theft. And the reason why the prosecution asks you to go ahead, withdraw cash, and deposit your bills into the bank account is because we have found people, citizens who claim to be victims of identity theft have done these activities, have opened bank accounts for
Yeah.
these criminals in lieu of a supplemental income, because there are individuals out there, Mr. Wallace. Not everyone is as fortunate as both of us are.
Well, I
There
ain't
are
doing
some
any
people who
illegal
live
stuff. I
paycheck
can
to
tell you
paycheck, and
that.
I completely understand that, Mr. Wallace, but what I'm trying to say is there are a lot of people in the country who live paycheck to paycheck and probably don't have enough funds to make their ends meet. And the most easiest way to make quick money is doing these wrong things, like these criminal activities.
Mm-hmm.
So these individuals have gone ahead and given the have opened that bank account for these criminals. So there have been cases where individuals have claimed to be a victim of identity theft, but they have done these things for a lot of money. So that is the reason
So
why
the
the
criminals are
prosecution wants
doing
you to
this
go ahead
stuff and
and verify these funds.
trying to steal from people just to get a quick buck.
So what they do
Right?
is they offer you supplemental income, and all they want you to do is just help them create bank accounts so they can
Mm-hmm.
use your bank accounts for money laundering. And the kind of funds that they launder, if they have to give you a certain amount of it, that's not a big deal for them because they go ahead and do transfers. They do wire transfers, international wires, all right, to countries like Mexico, Colombia, and Peru. And these countries are majorly known for human trafficking, child trafficking,
Yeah.
drug trafficking, money laundering. So these countries are
Yeah.
known for these things. So that's how it works with them. And that is the reason why we keep this information away from the bank. So earlier, ADR was only applicable for civil cases. However, there has been a change in law wherein we let individuals who don't have a criminal record. Okay, we let
Yeah, I
them go
got no
via the
record at
ADR
all.
option if we don't see a criminal record. And that is the reason why you still have an option, Mr. Paul, to go with ADR.
Mm.
Not everyone has that option.
So like these people, these criminal people, they're like trying to take advantage of people then.
Yes, they try to
Like
take
they're
advantage of senior citizens,
taking
particularly
advantage of
citizens who
people
are,
who don't know
yes,
any
over
better and
60
trying
to,
to steal
yes,
from them.
correct.
Like
People who
you.
are 60, 65, people who, I'm sorry?
Like you.
Like you what? What do you mean by that, Mr. Wallace?
Like how you're pretending to be a state marshal.
Well, like I said, I did not push you to do anything. You can go to the local police department, get yourself an attorney. That's all. I'm
But
not here to
there's no
convince
case
you. I'm not
against
here to
me.
tell you. You can go ahead and do that. Get in touch with the local police department if your area. I can send them a fax too. They will get in touch with you up front. You don't have to call them. But they
Well,
will be
yeah,
at
I
your
can
door.
go to the
That is
local
no
police
problem with me.
department and give them their both of your phone numbers. You know,
Sure, go
you said you
ahead. I
found
will
all this
definitely send the
information
fax.
about me, right?
Okay.
With my fake name and my fake
Yes.
address and my
So
fake
please
social
make a.
security number. Is that right?
Okay.
You know
Go
all that
ahead.
information
Give
I
my
gave you was fake,
information.
right?
My name is Officer Holly.
You realize that,
Okay,
right?
whatever that may be, Mr. Paulus or whoever you are, go
Well, you're
ahead, get
supposed
in
to
touch
know who
with the
I
local
am. You
police
said this
department
case
of
was open
your
against me.
area.
You're supposed to know who I am.
Okay.
You didn't even know Dallas
Okay.
was in Texas.
Again,
You didn't know
you.
Dallas, Texas, and Texas were the same place.
I just said Dallas, Texas. I just said Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, and then you said I had to be extradited from Dallas to Texas. You realize that, right?
Dallas to El Paso, Texas.
No,
Dallas
you
to
said
El Paso,
Dallas,
Texas is
Texas
what I
to
meant.
Texas. That's where
Okay.
you said I had to be extradited to. You're an Indian scammer. Does everyone at the marshal's
You.
office, are they all Indian? Did you guys just all immigrate yesterday?
Okay, if you want to.
That's so weird that every person at the Social Security
Okay. Again, do
Administration
you
and the
know?
marshal's office is Indian now. What happened?
Okay. Are you aware of who Mr. Nicholas Ganji is?
Who's that?
Are you aware of who Mr. Nicholas Ganji is? Are
Who's
you aware
that?
of whom Nicholas Ganji is?
Who is that?
He is the district attorney for El Paso, Texas. Okay,
Oh
and he
yeah.
is an Indian too.
Huh.
All right.
Oh
If you
yeah.
want to go
Does
down
he
that
have the
road,
same accent
please
because
go
he's
do
been
that.
living
Get
in
in
India
touch.
his whole
Get in
life?
touch. Well, you can call him and you can check with him.
Yeah, I'll call him. I'll say, yeah, it's Miss Holly
Go
that
ahead. You need to
definitely
con.
isn't in the middle
Yes.
of India right now. Is she working for you? Well, what do you think he's going to say?
Mhm.
He's going to say,
Oh,
no,
he's gonna tell
sir,
you a lot
she's
of
a
things. Go
scammer in
ahead. Call him.
India.
Go ahead.
Why do you
Look up
guys
the.
always do that? You guys you'll go, oh, well, the CEO of
Go ahead.
Google, he's Indian. So that means I'm okay to scam and lie to people.
Mhm.
You guys think like you get some sort of, I don't know, some
Okay.
sort of
All right.
confidence by association or something
Go
because
ahead.
someone else is Indian and they actually did something with their lives that makes you worth something? Is that what you think? Is that where you get your confidence from?
Mhm. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I'm
Go
asking you
ahead.
a
I want you to
question.
say more things.
Is
I
that where
want you
you
to
get
say
this
more things. I
confidence
want you
from?
on the line.
I
I
wanna
want
know.
you.
Where do you
Okay, I
guys get
want you
this
to stay on the
delusional
line
confidence?
with. I want you to stay on the line with. Okay, first, I want you to just stay on the line with
You're
me as long
fumbling,
as you
lady.
can.
You know I'm not
That's
scared,
all I
right?
want from you right
You know I've
now.
been
Just
calling you scammers for over 10 years.
you. You are not scared. I know that. Now,
Do you realize that?
okay. So first, what
This
I want you
isn't
to do is I
new.
just want you to stay on the line with me as
Well,
long as you can,
answer my question. I'll
and
stay
that's
on the
gonna
line
serve
with
my
you
purpose.
until you get boring. So answer my question.
Mhm.
Where do you get this fake confidence
Okay,
from?
now that we're on this conversation, now that we're
Just
having
answer
this
my
conversation,
question.
stay on the line with me for another 15 minutes. That's all I want
Answer my
from you.
question.
Just stay on the line with me for another 15 minutes. You would have all your answers on your phone. So stay on the line with me for another
You want to
15
know
minutes. You
something?
will have all the information on your phone.
Do you want to know something?
Okay?
You want to know something?
What is that you want to tell me?
I'm not
Go
calling
ahead.
you from a cell phone. It's a VoIP number over the internet. It's not a real
Okay.
phone.
Okay.
Okay? Like I said,
That's
I've been
okay.
calling you
That's
for a long time.
completely
You could stop
fine.
your fake, oh, I work for the FBI or whatever, tracing your number thing. Okay? All right, little lady?
Mhm.
You understand?
Mhm. Mhm.
Stop pissing
Just stay on the
yourself
line
and
with me
just
for another
answer my
10 minutes.
question.
I have managed to keep you on the line for a really long time, and all I need from you is
Oh,
just another 10 minutes. Yeah.
you've managed
I
to keep
just
me
need
on the
another 10
line.
minutes from you. That's
So
all.
now you think that
Yeah,
you've
that's
been trolling
all I
me.
want from you. Another 10 minutes.
Is that where you're going with this? You've been the one trolling me this whole time. You know, funny thing is, too, I didn't really have to do anything to troll you and to waste your guys' time. I just had to sit here and listen to you talk because you just talk and talk and talk. I mean, I could see why they threw you over here as a scammer because you're really good at just talking about nonsense all day. Oh, she hung up on me. What happened to staying on the phone for 15 minutes? Said 15 more minutes. What happened? The super sophisticated scammer who had everything together and was totally able to call me out. Just wondering.
The person you're calling is unavailable. Hang up now or hold to be transferred to voicemail. To leave a message, please press 2 and wait for the beep.
Hello, Mrs. Scammer. Since you get such confidence from the other Indian people, I am also the Indian person. I am here to give you more confidence from the cave. What are you doing? Why are you calling the people and telling them you are from the Social Security Administration? Okay? What are you doing? You go and you say this man is that, but what are you? What are you? You are the street trash. You hear me? You are the street trash. You understand me, Gandu? Exactly. Leave that as a voicemail. Let me try and call her one more time. It's with different numbers, by the way.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, who is this?
Who's this?
This is Adam. May I know with whom I'm talking to, sir?
Can I speak to Holly?
May I know who is this?
Paul Wallace.
It's Paul. Oh, just hold on, okay?
Yeah, I was just speaking to her. Holly, I think. What, she's too scared to talk to me now? And he hangs up the phone. Oh boy. Let me guess I'm blocked now.
Your call cannot be completed as
Yeah.
dialed. Please check the number.
And I bet my other number here is blocked too. Maybe not.
The person you're calling is unavailable.
What a bunch of gondos, man.